Mr. Von Einsiedel. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Maybe you should refer to you as just Dinky, if that's okay.
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you for making time for Business and Politics, sir.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, you know, when I saw you at the Manila Times Sustainable Forum, you were giving a talk on sustainable, smart cities and talking about sustainability and the other aspects of that. I felt that, as I said then, that we were just scratching the surface of a very complicated subject matter. So maybe before we start, maybe we should understand first, from a technical sample, what qualifies as a smart city?
Okay, well, a smart city is a territory where it doesn't have to be a city. It can be a municipality.
Okay.
It can be a district, part of a city, or it can be a province that adopts certain technologies, ICT technologies, to improve the delivery of services of that city. So it could be applied to waste management, to traffic management, to land use planning. There's a wide range of opportunities where the technologies could be applied. So when a city adopts such technologies, then it's referred to as a smart city.
I see. Is there a body that designates a city or an area as a smart city? Or
in the Philippines, we don't have one. Now, globally, there are organizations that get together cities that are supposedly smart.
I see.
And they document what the cities are doing, and they share the information with a large number of other cities. So there's some kind of like an association of smart cities. And interestingly, a lot of them are coming from developed countries.
I see. We were talking earlier before we started that you said that Seoul is an example of one.
Seoul is one, and also what is considered to be the very first smart city is actually a place named Songdo, which is actually in Incheon. In South Korea, where it's near the airport. And it was developed from scratch.
I see.
And they applied all of the smart technologies that was available to them. So smart energy, smart traffic signaling, smart everything. And that was actually the model that was used for the new Clark City.
I see.
I was involved in the conceptualization of the new Clark City. And we traveled to Songdo to take a look at that city and see what kind of technologies they adopted, and kind of got a briefing from the technology providers. Electricity, water supply, traffic management, waste management, etc., etc. Very, very impressive, but then also very, very expensive.
I see. No, it seems like only the wealthiest cities can afford it. But you were mentioning during your talk that even Bogo City, is that a city in Cebu?
Yes.
You were saying had made some interesting investments. Could you talk about that?
Well, Bogo, from what I understand, I haven't been there. I just read about it.
I see.
Was a winner of the Digital Governance Awards, which is given by the Department of Information Communication Technology. And Bogo, from what I understand, invested in the laying down of fiber optics as an investment of the city government.
It's fantastic.
Because they wanted to attract investors to come. And they knew that, connectivity was going to be a major attraction, and they did not have that. So they decided to invest in laying down the fiber optics.
I see. Now, you're very much involved in the Galing Pook Awards. Is Bogo sort of an outlier, or is it just becoming more common in the cities in the Philippines based on your work on the Galing Pook?
Well, the Digital Governance Awards is the ICT DILG collaboration.
I see.
Together with the National ICT Council.
Okay.
Okay, and so they have this annual award. The
Okay.
Galing Pook Awards is a different kind of an award.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Sort of a governance.
Yeah, the Galing Pook is more of governance in general,
Right.
whether you use technology or not.
I see.
In the case of the Digital Governance Award, it's very specific, and BOGO is a winner
Right.
in that award.
Right.
But I have not come across BOGO in the Galing Pook award. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's just that
Yeah.
they did not
Yeah.
apply for the award.
Yeah.
But there is a kind of a parallelism between the two awards.
I see.
Because when we now speak of governance, e-governance has become quite popular. In fact, that's how the Digital Governance Award started.
I see.
In 2012,
Okay.
it was known as the e-governance awards.
Okay.
And so they were recognizing LGUs,
Right.
towns and cities that were adopting digital technology to improve the services of the towns or cities.
Right.
And some of them have applied to the Galing Pook for the Galing Pook Awards.
I see.
Quezon City, for example,
Right.
has been winning a number of times
Yes.
Galing Pook Awards. In fact, they are a finalist again this year. And it's also a digital technology that they've adopted. They've adopted also similar technologies to some of their other services in the past years. So it's becoming quite popular, the
Right.
adoption of smart technologies.
Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned that the governance aspect of it, because we were talking earlier that there's a convergence, isn't there, about in pursuing smart city technologies and fighting corruption, right? Because there is virtually no I suppose personal contact anymore. It's all done online.
That's right. I mean, one of the reasons or the rationale for the promotion of e-governance
Right.
is to promote contactless
Transactions.
transactions, so that people can do applications online. They don't need to go to the office. As you know, previously people go to an office and then you get fixers and to do things for you. By adopting a digital technology and doing things online, you avoid that kind of a person-to-person transaction. Now, the thing is, there also is some difficulty involved when the number of documents that are required need to be complied with.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if you're applying for a building permit, for example, where you need to submit plans,
Right.
It can get pretty complicated.
Sure.
Because if there are questions about the plans,
Sure.
it's not that easy to do it online.
Sure.
It's very tedious when you have to go through the details of a building, for
Right,
example,
right.
and you find that a particular aspect of the air conditioning system or the plumbing system is not up to standard.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to do the transactions online.
Yeah.
So there are also limitations to it.
I see. Now, are we far away from maybe having smart cities like Incheon? I know you said you work with Clark. That's a possible area. You mentioned Quezon City, and I think also you mentioned Makati during your talk at the Manila.
Yes, well, we're moving in that direction. Okay, more and more cities, our Philippine cities, are adopting smart technologies. But insofar as really becoming a smart city in the complete sense of the word, I would say we're still a little bit far off.
Right.
I would, as I mentioned in my presentation also the last time, I consider Rio de Janeiro as a smart city. Okay, they have 24/7 surveillance of the city.
Wow.
With 500 employees monitoring what's happening in real time.
Wow.
Okay, and they provide the services in such a wide range of areas, from health, predictive policing, disaster prevention, emergency,
Everything that you need to run the
everything
city.
everything that you would expect a city to do.
Right.
They have the technology, they have the control system, they have all the screens, they have all the maps, they have all the data, and one click and everything comes up. So that decision making becomes speedier and it's data based. Mm-hmm. And this is what I think a smart city should be. Now, the cities that have won the Digital Governance Awards have been kind of very concentrated on very specific areas of service. Like, for example, safe vaccination. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a very focused kind of service, and it addresses the services of one hospital. So okay, so it's a smart city technology, but it has a very limited kind of application. So that's why I was saying we're a little bit still far off from what I would think to be a comprehensive kind of smart city application.